Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my corner of the world. Today we are here for our first death battle reaction for Harley Quinn versus Jinx. Now, I figure since I just did my reaction to Louverture and his Silco song, I figure I'd stick with the arcane aesthetic and go with watching this death battle. Usually I only watch death battles that interest me the most, but if you guys enjoy watching or seeing me react to death battles, we can definitely do more. And feel free to list any death battles that you think you would like to see me watch, because I definitely haven't watched all of them. But yeah, we're just gonna hop right on into this. And also comment down below if you want me to skip over all the, character building, like the fact stuff at the
Tired of
beginning,
only being able
and
to wear
just
your
skip to the
cosplay
fight.
around the house? I know I'm not, but in case you are, come join your fellow cosplayers and superfans this July at RTX Austin.
RTX Austin takes the best in podcasting, gaming, and animation and brings it all to Austin. Harley Quinn, DC's fantabulous anti-hero.
Jinx, the loose cannon of League of Legends.
We live in a society that adheres to strict laws and norms, but these two ladies turn that system on its head with their wild enthusiasm for destruction and chaos.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and
This is
skills
one
to
that I
find out
felt
who
like
win
would be
a death battle.
really nice to watch because of how similar they are.
Born to a middle-class family in the heart of Brooklyn, USA, Harleen Quinzel had long lived a life of mediocrity. She had embarrassing parents, annoying siblings,
And a high school life that sucked. Even more than
She
like
had
the normal
siblings?
ones.
she never quite felt like she fit
I didn't
in
know she had
anywhere.
siblings.
But despite this, Harleen knew she was destined for greatness.
So, inspired by a childhood crush turned psychotic murderer, Harleen spent years training to be a world-renowned criminal psychiatrist, eventually traveling to Gotham City's infamous Arkham Asylum to research the most dangerous criminals on the planet, like Batman's arch-nemesis, the Joker.
But after
Joker.
analyzing the Joker and his horrific, unspeakable history as a homicidal clown, and Jared Leto, she came to realize one truth.
The Joker was actually a misunderstood angel squashed down by an unjust society and wrongfully harassed by
Loves
that son of a
Deadpool.
bitch, Batman.
This was the first of the
Okay.
Joker's many manipulations, leading Harleen to see a warped reflection of herself through him, culminating in her breaking him out of prison, bleaching her skin via chemical vat baptism, and joining him on his life of crime, descending into love like madness and reborn as the fantastic Harley Quinn.
And she was packing plenty of tools of maniacal mayhem, including
Mallets,
her
baseball
iconic hammer,
bats,
electric
buzzers.
and bombs of all
That's
shapes
crazy.
and sizes, like the dreaded banana cream pie, the most evil of all pie flavors.
When she wants to get around quickly, she can use her handy dandy pogo stick, which she straps rockets to. That doesn't seem safe.
She strapped
Speaking of
rockets to a
unsafe,
pogo stick?
Harley's most versatile
that
tool
even
is her
possible?
pop gun, a rotating revolver with special ammo rounds, like a boxing glove. Whoa!
Whoa, close one.
And biting confetti. Whee! And did I mention explosive rounds? Which oh no.
Sometimes I wonder, like, how does she carry all of this weaponry?
31.
Like, where,
I'm fine.
where does she store it?
I'm gonna go.
Harley combines her arsenal with unparalleled gymnastic skills, making her far deadlier than your average criminal. She can even keep up with experts like Deadshot and Catwoman, even Batman at times. The peak human superhero that can dodge lightning and survive this
My second
alien
favorite
device
hero.
exploding, which obliterated multiple city blocks.
Yeah, I think that stretches the term peak human just a
I'd
bit.
be curious to see
but
who my
hey,
number
he's the
one favorite
goddamn
hero is.
Batman,
It's
so
Nightwing.
We'll allow it.
Unfortunately for Harley, despite her unwavering loyalty to the Joker, their honeymoon period did not last. He spent years abusing her, physically and emotionally, tearing her down piece by piece.
Then, when he got bored, he strapped her to a friggin' rocket and launched her halfway across Gotham City. Guess that's one way to say, no, it's not you, it's me. Bye!
Harley was left alone in the wreckage, abandoned by the one person she dedicated her entire life to.
Until fellow villain Poison Ivy came by. She nursed Harley back to health, literally healing her from a damaged relationship. Ivy even gave Harley a chemical concoction that granted her superhuman strength and a healing factor.
I suppose a
Really?
healthy relationship can sometimes feel like your own superpower in and of itself.
Yeah, and those two definitely seem like very good friends. Wink!
With Ivy at her side, Harley went on to rebuild herself as a famous anti-hero, leading teams like the Gotham Sirens and Suicide Squad. She worked on developing new skills built around her own strengths rather than that of her past.
Like learning to use her lifelong knowledge of psychoanalysis to manipulate her foes mid-combat.
And creating tons of her own chemical concoctions, like tranquilizers and sleeping gases that can
I'm really liking this background music right
She
now.
even reverse engineered
I'm
her
vibing with
Flame's
it.
trademark Joker Venom. This deadly substance excites the laughter centers in a person's brain and forces them to laugh until they suffocate.
Harley was clearly on top of the world, but nothing caps off self-improvement like a Rocky Balboa training montage. So Harley went to Themyscira of all places to get a combat internship with the Amazons, just like her favoriteest superhero, Wonder Woman. And imagine going from bashing random goons in Gotham to fighting
Granny
alongside immortal
goodness.
warrior goddesses.
She became agile enough to jump between skyscrapers and strong enough to rip an entire palm tree out of the ground with her bare hands. Based on the size of the tree and the weight of an average palm by foot, that weighs about 600 pounds. And she can hold it one-handed, so her actual strength is probably at least twice as much.
Enough to lift a full-grown brown bear and throw it like a rag doll. Hell, her skills advanced so far, she was appointed a herald on the War World Apocalypse. You know, the planet ruled by the
I'm
living
learning
embodiment
so
of evil,
much
even
about
the actual personification of the
Harley
DC
Quinn right now. I
editorial
did not know
staff
she was
likes to
capable
call
of
her
all
in to help
this.
with tough jams.
As the years went on, Harley surprised literally everyone by transitioning from supervillain to superhero. She partnered up with other heroes, became a psychiatrist again, and legitimately started helping other vigilantes with trauma, like Jason Todd, who definitely needed that.
In fact, the Bat family she used to antagonize and ridicule eventually accepted her as kind of an extended member of their group, teaming up with her to save Gotham from her toxic ex. Good for her. Guess we're not going to talk about when she went back to the Joker a couple times, huh?
In the end, she may
Nah,
be
we
a little
can
nutty,
let
but you'd be
that
mad
go.
not to love Harley Quinn. The world of Runeterra is a wondrous fantasy land of advanced technology, arcane magics, and legendary champions. But on its northern shores are two cities locked in political turmoil. For decades, Piltover's rich elite have exploited the undercity of Zaun, forcing workers into unsafe conditions and brutalizing the populace with terrifying police enforcers.
Oh, so like New Jersey. You could have just said New Jersey.
Until one day, a wild, loose cannon would literally explode onto the scene. She gave those uptight topsiders a taste of their own medicine, menacing its people with bombs, gunfire, and even more bombs. This
She loves her bombs.
Jinx destroyed Zeppelins, Jumanji'd the shit out of the local zoo, and switched the street signs. What a monster! Now those monkeys will never find their way back.
only the enforcer, Violet, could hope to stop her. But even armed with massive gauntlets weighing over 4,000 pounds each, Vi could not definitively overcome Jinx's magnificent arsenal of
4,000?
mechanical monstrosities.
Man, they're so evenly matched. It's almost like they're related. Anyway, Jinx can burst open birds with her trusty Zapper Shock pistol, turn enemies to Swiss cheese with her Pow Pow minigun,
This background
and blow
music,
bad guys
I'm
to bits
loving
with her
it.
Flame Chomper grenades.
But Jinx's favorite weapon is her Fishbones rocket launcher. So much so, she rides it like a rocket-powered pogo stick. Well, that seems even less safe.
Well, don't let her manic attitude fool you. Not only is Jinx tough enough to take a hit from Braum, a guy who can shake mountains with a punch, but she's wicked smart. Almost all her gear is custom made. She's even recreated Hex Tech, funky science powered by magic crystals. Ooh.
Multiple studies have shown that surgeons who game make 32% less errors.
I'm not gaming for me. I'm gaming for you.
I'm really curious as to who's gonna win this. I don't have any bets on it.
With Omen.
Usually with the death battle, I have an idea as to who's gonna win, but with this one, I got nothing.
Is that League of Legends? What a coincidence.
Oh no.
Hold the phone. Are you talking about League of Legends over there? I love that game. I've got in more than 10,000 hours just in our college days, huh, buddy? League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena game forged in the flames of LAN parties and salty gamer tears. Oh. And as any professional will tell you, to play the game well, you need to min-max your character's loadout with the best possible items.
Yeah, and the worst mistake you can make is being new. God, it's the midterms all over again. No, Boomstick, stay in your lane. What are you doing in the jungle? Stop it, feeder.
Jinx's ideal loadouts include Phantom Dancer, so she can phase through objects after landing a blow.
I'd like to phase out of this
Ooh.
conversation.
Then there's the Quicksilver Sash, which protects her from status effects like sleep, paralysis, and poison. This includes forced actions, which make you do things you don't want to do. Hey, Boom!
So with that, I guess that would mean that Harley's toxins won't work on her.
How about we move on to Arcane before I ram my foot up your ass?
Aww.
So, there's more to Jinx than what the main games depict. Before her infamous tomfoolery, most people around Zon knew her as an innocent young tinkerer named Powder.
Like pretty much everyone in the Undercity, Powder had it rough. She lost her parents in a conflict with enforcers, but had a bit of luck when she joined this cool foster family along with Vi, who was, gasp, her sister all along. If you're wondering what put soap in their opera, Vi was a total badass, and Powder was desperate to also prove herself to her newfound family. And then she made a mistake.
I can't get over the art style in this show. The art style and animation in Arcane is top notch.
But the one she wanted, teaching her to turn her perceived weaknesses into her greatest strengths. Thus, she became
That's a
Jinx.
cold
Even
shot,
when the
man.
sisters reunited years later, they couldn't fully reconcile, setting up the game of cat and mouse in the game.
Jinx was an excellent rival, able to keep up with other skilled warriors like the bullet-dodging Echo, and survive the worst of Zon's toxic environments, which can kill normal people in minutes. After a near-fatal explosion, she was also infused with Shimmer, a toxic strength and speed-enhancing drug that permanently altered her body's biochemistry.
But Shimmer's side effects intensified her prior trauma, making her much more unhinged and prone to attacking with lethal intent.
Inspiring her ultimate weapon, the Super Mega Death Rocket!
Yo,
This
when
baby's
she
been powered by
shot
the Hextech,
that,
and it's even more volatile
I
cousin,
literally
Chemtech.
jumped
That's even
out
more
of my
explosive.
seat.
I forgot how much I appreciated the explodey options. Anyway, both Hextech and Chemtech are comparable in power to natural magic.
On par with what a badass mage like Lux is able to cast, such as Lucent Singularity, which can totally body these big ol' rocks.
Measuring their width with Lux's height, we can determine she destroyed almost 13,000 tons of rock from 30 meters away.
Promotional trailers show
Oh.
Mega Death Rocket matching the speed and power of Lux's Final Spark, a much more powerful attack that fires a Kamehameha of natural light.
So her rocket is not only super strong, but super fast. From powder to gunpowder, Silco couldn't be prouder.
But her violet streak grew grim until the day she met a particularly explosive Yordle. Ziggs bonded with her over their mutual passion for destruction, but his was more tempered, controlled. Thanks to his wisdom, Jinx learned a little bit of restraint when it came to exploding things of a more fleshy nature.
Helping her tone down the wanton violence and recover some of her mental stability, like he's some kind of feline brand Jiminy Cricket.
And despite being on opposite sides of the bridge, Jinx and Vi remained sisters, ultimately still caring about each other in their own way, even if they were at odds more often than not.
Though you better believe that when things get boring and uptight, Jinx will be there to shake things up.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy.
Relationships are hard and confusing. A lot of us will drop anything to go help someone we care about.
To be frank, you may go out.
Sorry, man.
HELP.com/deathbattle.
All right, the combatants are set.
Okay,
From the
here we
game of
are.
all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Who do you guys think is gonna win? Let me know if your prediction for it was actually right. Winner.
And they say these games are rigged. What? Screw you, you emo pigeons! I'll show you a murder! Oh, I just love sploding stuff. Heh, I like sploding stuff too. Why don't I start with your head?
Oh, this music.
Stay still! I'm trying to shoot you!
Ooh. I honestly feel like these two could be the best of friends if they weren't on opposite sides. Ooh.
Unfortunate.
That's crazy.
Sorry, soldier too, Dad. To make up for it, I got you some nice perfume. Ugh, smells like.
Uh-oh.
Take that back. I'm crazy. I have a doctor spell for it. I am a doctor, and you ain't crazy. You don't have that same smile. I don't need a second opinion.
Oof.
Wait! Don't you want to get in close and savor my emotions as you deliver the final kill?
Nah.
Bye.
Get jinxed.
No! Don't just stand there, Jinx! You just won a free teddy bear! What if it's Timbers?
God.
This was a complicated fight with far more factors to consider
Healing
than at
factor,
first blood.
less versatile
Harley had more
heal,
direct combat
physically
experience
stronger
against
resistant
superpowered beings,
toxins.
along with better training.
But
Yeah.
Jinx's physical power, diabolical weaponry, and assortment of items were just enough to roast this
There
Harlequin
was
duck.
like
While Harley lifting over
an-
1,200
a
pounds
beautiful
is impressive, Jinx can compete with Vi,
art
whose gauntlets
to
weigh
their
8 times that
chaos.
in the game.
And Jinx can take hits from a guy who can shake mountains. A bit beyond Harley's level of strength.
Harley may have been more naturally acrobatic, but Jinx's hex tech and intangibility matched and outclassed that mobility. The teleporting tablet alone could control the entire fight, since Jinx could send herself or Harley just about anywhere.
And while Harley had a moderate healing factor, she's never regenerated entire body parts before, so a big enough kaboom would definitely kill her. And Jinx's weapons were strong enough to do just that. In order to destroy over 13,000 tons of rock from such a distance, Lux's magic explosion would need a yield of about 20 kilotons of TNT.
And Jinx's Hextech and Chemtech are similar to Lux's magic in speed and power.
Even if we scale Harley's durability to Batman surviving this massive explosion, the potency of Jinx's weaponry outpace it more than 300 times.
Sure, Harley is legitimately intelligent, but so is Jinx, as evidenced by her inventions and routine.
I would say that Jinx is smarter.
Plus, Jinx is typically distrusting of people she's just met, so Harley's potential mind games were likely to fall on skeptical ears.
Jinx was much more likely to shoot first and ask questions later.
Now, Harley still had her wide array of poisons and chemical agents, like
But
the
they
Joker
wouldn't
Bat,
work
which would
on
kill most
Jinx,
opponents
right?
in minutes. However, after living her whole life in the toxic cesspool of Zon, her tolerance for poisons is clearly much higher than a normal person. Not to mention, the Quicksilver Sash could simply end any unwanted effect on her. Ultimately, Harley couldn't stand up to Jinx's physical power, superior technology, or overwhelmingly explosive arsenal.
Harley clowned around only to get her bell rung by someone out of her league.
The winner is Jinx.
That was a good fight.
Death Battle is back, and we've launched a brand new
Let's see
membership
who's
program for our
next.
YouTube channel. By directly supporting our team, you'll get unique emotes, badges, additional content, and more. Click that join button to see more info, and thanks for watching.
Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna. Oh, hey, that's my birthday. First of all, that was a great fight. I loved how creative that they got with all the different explosions and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to that next one. Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna. Both incredibly awesome characters, but I'm mad that they're gonna have to make me choose between them. But yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, like, I do intend on doing more death battle reactions in the future. And once again, if you want me to just skip straight into the fight and not watch any of the character building, like stats and stuff like that, just tell me in the comments and I'll make sure to do that for next time. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.